have learnt this morning that Bradley Edwards is the Claremont serial killer. He has been found guilty 2 counts of willful murder, of murdering Ciara, Glennon and Jane Rimmer. Sarah Spiers also disappeared from the same area of Claremont. Her body has never been found, and Justice Stephen Hall today did acquit Bradley Edwards of her murder. We have just received Justice Stephen Hall delivering his verdict. We're going to play the crucial moments of that for you now.
This is a trial like no other. This is a trial like every other. Those apparently irreconcilable statements are both true. It's a trial like no other because of the combination of its length, its size, and the high degree of public interest. The events in question occurred more than 20 years ago, but have haunted the memory of many people and troubled the public conscience. The disappearance and likely murder of 3 young women was in itself enough to cause wide concern. The fact that all 3 went missing from a popular nightlife area frequented by many young people inspired a real and pervasive sense of fear. Whilst courts are almost always open to the public, this is often little more than a platitude. In this case, attendance during the trial was strong and sustained. Further publicity, both before and during the trial, was significant. Multiple reporters from various media outlets attended every day. Few trials have been so consistently reported or reported on in such detail. Scarcely any witness passed through the court without being the subject of comment. The axiom that justice must not only be done, but be seen to be done, was never more apt. Over many years, enormous resources were dedicated to the investigation of this matter. Vast quantities of evidence were obtained and witnesses interviewed. That has resulted in an unusually lengthy and detailed prosecution case. Prior to the trial, there were 14 pre-trial hearings over 19 sitting days. The prosecution brief consisted of 178 lever arch files in 44 boxes. The electronic version of the prosecution brief occupied multiple terabytes of computer database space. There were 95 trial sitting days over 7 months, 10,828 pages of transcript, 240 witnesses who either were called or had their evidence read, and 2,879 exhibits. But this is a case like every other, because despite the unusual features I've referred to, the fundamental principles that apply to every criminal trial apply to this one. The courts do not deliver different standards of justice. Justice is dispensed without fear or favour, affection or ill will. The promise of equal justice before the law required that this trial, like all criminal trials, be conducted with care to ensure fairness to both the defence and the prosecution. The accused is presumed innocent, the state bears the onus of proof, and the standard of proof is beyond reasonable doubt. Those principles are unqualified, immutable, and uniform in their application. I have not been distracted by the public interest or the publicity from the proper application of those principles. Also, like every other criminal case, it involves the lives of real people. Whatever interest others may have, a criminal trial is not a performance put on for either their edification or entertainment. The victims were real people who had families that loved them and who deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Also, as in every criminal case, there is an accused person who stands charged with serious offences and whose fate depends critically on the outcome of this trial. He, like every other accused person, is entitled to a fair trial conducted according to law.